Hey everyone, Mango7 here. How we doing today? Welcome to another episode of just talking about Fire Emblem Heroes. I want to talk about how this bug happened, what kind of result and what kind of reward you guys are getting, and all sorts of other things surrounding the issue. So first off, if you guys were not aware, we had a bug where people's skills just disappeared off their units. It's like if they had Swift Sparrow learned, it would just unlearn it and you would not have Swift Sparrow anymore, which is super unfortunate but incredibly hilarious in my eyes, just from a programming / background perspective. So it's been a while since we've heard some information on this, and it kind of makes sense why now that we see the issue details here. So this is only affecting those people that were affected, obviously, and only those people I think got this update pushed to them, or this notification. So for this to have happened, and by the way, this is like my favorite thing in the world, when developers kind of outline how things happen and why they happened. If any of you are familiar with Grinding Gear Games and Path of Exile, they did the exact same thing all the time, and it was like my favorite thing to read is the background details, because it's always something completely weird and nonsensical. So to explain to you what happened, first you had to start a rival domains battle in version 2.7.1. From then, you had to actually kill some of your units off and then suspend the app before rival domains finished. Then later, you would go to update to version 2.8, and then you would go back to your rival domains, and then after finishing the battle, every single unit who died in that battle would have their skills unlearned. So obviously, this is something that not only really happens once per account, or has the opportunity to happen once per account. Very few people are going to stop mid-rival domains, go back in, and then update, you know? Like, this hits so few people that it's kind of shows why it took so long for them to figure it out and answer it. So that is just hilarious to me. Maybe not to the people who lost their units. My bad on your permadeath there. But it's actually sad here because at the bottom it says, unfortunately, we are unable to restore the skills that were unlearned by your heroes. So from what I understand here, is the people who had this happen to them are getting heroes sent back to them to reskill inherit and everything. So they'll have everything fixed, or I don't know the word for it, have everything restored right, just not the right way, if that makes any sense. Correct me if I'm wrong. There's no more notes to this message and I don't have it on my account right now, so it's hard for me to read it all. They're also getting 30 orbs, 30 stamina potions, and 30 dueling crests, which is kind of cool as well. And again, this is only for the people that were affected by this bug and nobody else. So good on them for finally fixing this, and good on them for telling us why it happened. I really wasn't expecting to find out exactly why it happened. As for other news, it's really hilarious because I mentioned in chat recently, I think maybe on YouTube, maybe on Twitch as well, that it is going to be a while before we see Arena overrun with +10 dancers with the new green dual infantry skills. And the reason why I said that is because the whales need to whale for them now. A lot of whales might not have whaled for these before because they didn't score high enough to matter, and now they do. So whales are now getting the opportunity to whale for these units. I just said whale like 19 times in a minute for these units, which I guess is the reason why it took so long for PA to come back and why it didn't come back last month with the other PA banner. Granted, this is when it happened last year approximately, but still, it's just kind of funny to think about that they line this up with the dual infantry because they know damn well people are going to be pulling for them. As for me, I have a +5 Azura, and I have a pretty big decision to make, and that's if I want to summon for Azura now and risk getting all the Inigos, who is also fantastic at this, by the way, but I just don't want him as much. And to take a look at the orbs required to pull, and this is from last PA, it's probably slightly different now, but still in line with these results. We have a median to pull either, so this is either Inigo or Azura, 56 orbs, and on average to get one of the specific units is 146 orbs, so it'll take me on average probably like 800 to 1,000 orbs to get a +10 Azura from my +5. So that's something to think about here. And as for personally what I'm going to do, and personally what I think you guys should do, is if you're looking for these units, especially if you're looking for merges, I would wait for a legendary banner to try to line it up with another good unit in their color and to line it up with the legendary you'd like, because the odds are just, I don't know if they're better, but the alternatives you get are better. So for here, if I'm going for Azura, I might get Inigo or a Penny Breaker, but if I wait for a legendary banner, I might get some other green I'm happy with, or a legendary unit, which is almost better than Azura. So that's something to consider there. Anyway, that's all I wanted to talk about, kind of get a little bit of information here to you guys about the bug, about the lining up of this with green dual infantry and everything. So feel free to like, comment, subscribe as always. I will see you next time and have a wonderful day, everybody. Bye now.